Hey, what's up, fish fam? I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. I wanted to start this series here called The Truth About the Fluval Evo V because I figured a lot of you guys are probably considering buying this tank and you're wondering what are the pros, what are the cons to owning this tank. And I wanted to start the series off with size because I figured that's the first thing that people consider when they're about to buy a tank and probably the deciding factor for which tank they do get. And so this is a 5-gallon aquarium, as stated in the title, Fluval Evo V, and its dimensions are 21 inches by 8 inches by 12 inches, and that's approximate. So upon first impressions of the tank, it's got a nice modern aesthetic design to it, with the rimless low iron glass, sleek light, and the honeycomb backing that's covering the chambers housing the all-in-one filtration system for the tank. And the tank also comes with this lid, but I believe it takes away from its natural aesthetic. So I've had this tank for about a year now, and if you've been following along with the build series, you know how much of a struggle the aquascaping was for this tank and how much it's changed since I first set it up. If you remember, it kind of looked like a dog was right here and maybe a turtle that was trying to kiss the dog. And that aquascape design was pretty cool, but I had soon found out that it wasn't doing any good for utilizing the entire tank space and maybe the real estate that was on the rock. So after a little bit of moving around, I came up with what we have here, and I think this captures the entire tank and utilizes the space extremely well. So when I set up this tank, I only needed about 11 pounds of sand and about 6 pounds of live rock here. So that left me with about 3 gallons of water space in the tank, which also gets to another point of how quick things can change with such a small system in this tank, and what type of inhabitants maybe you should consider. So this tank houses only inverts with a few different types of species of snails and this showpiece purple lobster, who's putting on a little dance for us here, saying hi to the camera. Yeah, good job, Larry. So there are a few cool options for livestock that you could have for this size of a tank. You could do what I've done and do a few cool inverts like the purple lobster, or even a mantis shrimp is what I would have probably done had I not got the purple lobster. But you could also do goby with a shrimp pair, or even like a tail spot blenny, one of those smaller tiny fish that don't really swim around too much and they perch up on rocks and stuff. That'd be a really good fish for this tank. But as far as trying to house your common clownfish inside of this tank, it's simply not large enough of a system for that. And you'll soon run into some problems like you've maybe noticed here. This green hair algae. You're gonna really max out the bioload on this system. And really, you shouldn't house a free swimming fish like that inside such a small tank like this. And you maybe remember when I bought the 2 snowflake clownfish and put them in my tank, but I had full intentions of upgrading to a larger system within a year, and I did so within a few months actually. And I noticed a huge difference when I moved them from in here to the other tank. They really enjoyed the extra space they had for swimming around and exploring. But to get back on the point of the green hair algae, I'll have to link in a photo of how it used to be when it was going through its maturation stage. I finally gotten it to a more controlled stage now, where there's no real growth in the algae, and I'm able to allow the snails and crabs to pick off the rest. I haven't really worried too much about this purple bubble algae because I think it looks cool and it's doing a service by removing nutrients in the tank. And that's really why people don't like algae in their tank, is because it doesn't look nice. So if it looks fine, maybe you want to keep it in there. I found success in controlling the algae by doing regular water changes once a week of about 50 to 100%, because like I said, it really only has about 3 to 4 gallons of water volume, which can get depleted of its nutrients fairly quickly. And if you're going to house an invertebrate like the purple lobster, it needs to have iodide in its system when it's molting. So it will benefit from having these frequent water changes. And you're probably wondering about the chambers in the back, and I think they're the perfect size for this size tank. This peninsula style tank is perfect for any desktop with its small size, but because of that small size, this tank is susceptible to very fast changes in water quality To help with stability in this tank, I've added this Auto Aqua Micro Auto Top Off. And I've added this Inkbird temperature controller to help keep temperature fluctuation down. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this and how it saved me numerous times from losing this system. That's all I have for this first video in this series. If there's something that you think I've left out about the size of this tank, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. If you want to get notified when the next video comes out, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out. Thanks again for tuning in, Fish Fam. I hope you enjoyed it.